Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. Now when it comes down to it, I absolutely love good quality outerwear. I do a ton of research, I find a lot of great brands, and today we have a brand that I think you are going to greatly enjoy. The company I am talking about, Venado. Now, Venado is a US-based company. They do all of their own design in the United States. They do manufacture overseas, but with some very nicely made, extremely well thought through products, and more specifically in today's case, for concealed carry applications, which I think is really, really cool. Bottom line is the way you dress, the way you carry your firearm can make or break your experience and can make or break your safety. So having products that are specifically made and tailored to the concealed carry application, I think definitely has advantages. So in today's video, we're going to look at some awesome products from Venado. Then on my main Outer Limitless channel, I actually have a small additional series where you're going to see some other offerings that are more just typical daily wear, things that are awesome, good outerwear, and just the ability to not only be stylish, but be comfortable. And so when we come back, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. Now, before we get too far, I would like to say thank you very much to the people at Venado who did provide these for review. And if you like what you see here today, do me a favor, look in the description box below where you can find links to your own very nice and very effective Venado products. Now, the first product that we are going to look at here today, this is the Performance Fullzip Camo Hoodie, which isn't necessarily 100% designed for concealed carry. However, I will go as far as to say, from what I can tell, and in my opinion, this is going to make a fantastic sort of mid-layer, general keep you warm but not too warm type of concealed carry garment. Now, what caught my attention about this was just the nice overall styling, the simple design. You know, I'm kind of a guy that really likes camo but doesn't always need it to be like the prevalent pattern. So to have just the subtle camo inside the hood, I thought was really neat, and I enjoyed that about this. But even furthermore, there are a number of different colors, nice sizes. I'm typically a size large. I'm, 6 foot, about 175 pounds. And so for me, having something that's a size large typically works out very well. I have fairly long arms, so the cuff length and the sleeve length are very important. And when I saw this, it just screamed my style and something I knew I would like. As we go through all of the details, first off, the first thing that I mentioned, and as you take a look here, you can see designed in the USA. So that is one thing. Again, a USA-based brand and designed in the United States. So that is definitely something to consider. This is a 100% polyester garment, which I like. To me, polyester is my preferred fabric for general use. I like the fact that it's breathable. I like the fact that it dries quickly. And to me, polyester is much better than cotton blend or anything like that. Now, at a first glimpse, you kind of look through all this and most things are fairly standard. Nice, soft fleece interior, pretty straightforward. In terms of the pocket layout on the sides, pretty basic, pretty straightforward. Nice zippers as you take a look, nicely trimmed, quality zippers. On the inside, again, pretty straightforward. Everything looks to be, for the most part, pretty straightforward. However, on the side, and what I think is interesting about this, is Venado decided to introduce some medium power, I'm not going to say super high power, but medium power magnets, which makes the side of this very easy to open up. And at first it's like, well, yeah, but what does that mean? But for me, that makes this a nice quality cover garment where you should be able to get to your concealed carry firearm fairly easily. And so the first thing I'm going to point out is fairly straightforward. Granted, I got this in olive, but you can get this in very subdued colors, sort of gray man style in a way, which is nice. The next thing I'm going to say is relaxed fit. So this is not too tight. It's also not too loose. It's kind of in that sweet spot where you have not an overabundance of material, but enough material that it helps to conceal your firearm. And then, depending on which hand you are, right hand or left hand draw, for me, I'm right-handed. I carry appendix, so you have these magnets on the side, which can easily be just pulled right open. And from, you know, a withdrawal and the ability to get on the firearm and draw from the holster, grab, pull, out of the way, draw the firearm, present, and even at that, you'll notice this just clipped right back together almost automatically, which is incredible. And so as long as you're careful, and so as long as you use, you know, good sound technique and you have the ability to keep this concealed, I don't think you're really running the risk too much of like accidentally ripping this open to the point where you're, you know, going to expose the firearm. But I think having the ability to get on this quickly and easily, pull, draw, present, and again, just nothing really binding, nothing getting in the way. I think from a concealed carry perspective, this hoodie is a very viable option and something definitely worth considering. And so the Performance Fullzip Camo Hoodie, really, really cool. You can see it fits me very well. Again, I have fairly long arms. This is a size large, and the size large fitting me just about perfect. I like this quite a bit. Which now takes me to the next product. This is the Defender Concealed Carry Vest, which as soon as I saw this, I'm like, wow, that is just beautiful. This is a waxed canvas vest. And the key about this particular garment, it comes with a holster built in and the ability to store magazines. Now, as you take a look at the construction, beautiful, just really nice. This is in the color moss, which I love. I love that sort of just dark, deep green with the brown. And this almost has a distressed look because it is that waxed canvas. It feels waxy. It just screams quality. It screams rugged, robust, and kind of timeless in a way. You can see these awesome brass snaps. These snaps here, just super, super nice. Just really, really nicely done and nicely made. Has that corduroy look on the inside. And as we open this up, you'll see it's actually hooded, which is really just a great feature. I love hooded garments and the fact that this is hooded. It's almost like a sweatshirt hood. So just a real nice look, really clean, classy. It's just a great looking piece. But the intrigue and the interest comes on the inside. The ability to properly manage your concealed carry weapon. And not only right hand, but right hand or left hand options built right into this. Now, if you look at Venado's, website and you look at their descriptions, they'll tell you this can match pretty much any type of firearm depending on what you're trying to do. So from handguns, revolvers, compacts, even all the way up to 1911s, or with red dots, lasers, weapon lights, anything like that, it should be able to fit. Now we're going to test it just a little bit here. I'm carrying my SIG P365 XL. Should fit in here, no problem. Couple of magazine slots, so even if you're righty or lefty, you certainly could carry two, which is awesome. You can see it carries the handgun nice and high, which I do like carrying it a little bit higher. To me, it doesn't swing around so much. It keeps it nice and tight where you can keep your arms in the way, keep it nice and concealed, and that's just an excellent location. Strap over the top to keep it nice and buttoned in, and you can see two different snap locations. Briefly covering the features on the outside, again, simple snap pocket on the top, sort of top loading here on the chest, lower pocket here. Nice and large, oversized, again, vertical, which is probably good for a vest like this. I typically like pockets on the side so I can get my hands in there, but in this particular case, hard to say. You do also have a pocket on the side, so dual purpose, which works out very well. And that's the case both for the right hand and left hand side. So from a feature perspective, very nice. And then you end up with that snapped storm flap down the front. Generally speaking, very nice construction. Little hook on the back to hang this on the back of the door. That beautiful waxed canvas, just such an awesome looking vest. Which, as you take a look at this, again, keep in mind the fact that I am 6 feet, 170 pounds at the time of this video. And this is a size medium. So I did find that for me, the vest, where it doesn't have the same sort of arm restrictions or arm constraints that I have, needing a slightly longer arm, the vest, it didn't matter. I kind of like the fact that the medium is maybe just a little less fabric. There's nothing to pull, nothing to tug, no extra fabric. The medium is just a very efficient size. Hands in the pocket, very simple. These snap pockets over the top, very nice. That storm flap down the front. But again, as we mentioned, the magic here comes on the inside. So for me, right hand, the ability to get on this firearm. Now this is snapped into place with my SIG P365 XL. You'll notice that I did leverage the bottom snap. And in this particular case, the ability to withdraw the firearm. Now, I do feel like this holds fairly tight. I do feel like there's enough room, yet it's not too much. I think I would be generally safe carrying this in here. I would be just a little bit apprehensive because it's not my typical holster, but at the same time, full trigger coverage, which is awesome. You can see the muzzle coming down and presenting itself below the actual holster section itself. But again, no problem leveraging the red dot, and in my particular case, a green dot. And then below, you could certainly mount yourself a weapon light of sorts or a laser, and there's enough room to do that. Now, on top of this, of course, you could theoretically carry right hand and left hand side, but you'll notice that when it gets into the magazines, 2 magazines stacked, no problem. So we'll remove those. Not only that, but I have myself a couple little EDC pens here. So simple little EDC pen. You could put some, pens in here, or even little multi-tool if you have clever, thin little multi-tools. So not only do you have the ability to stack 2 magazines in here, 2 on this side, but some, basic essentials or little tools if you needed to as well. So this to me is very clean, very classy, very useful. And I do have to say, I am very impressed at this Defender concealed carry waxed vest. Beautiful. Very, very nice. This is awesome. But maybe you don't like that waxed exterior. Maybe the hood's not for you. You could take a look at the concealed carry canvas vest. Now this is softer to the touch, moves around a little bit easier, a little less in terms of some of the features, but at the same time, definitely feature rich. You'll notice that this does not necessarily have that heavy storm flap. You'll notice that it doesn't have the snaps. A little more simple, a little more basic. Kind of has a little bit of that Carhartt look, just so to speak. You'll notice beautiful construction on the pockets, simple little snap enclosure there, 45-degree angled pockets, which are very effective. Gives you kind of that perfect middle ground between a pocket you can dump stuff in, but then one that you can put your hands in to keep them warm. As you look at the general construction, again, no hood on this particular model, nicely trimmed around the top. The back, very straightforward, not a whole lot to it. However, when we flip this around, and again on the inside, this is where the concealed carry capabilities start to shine. Now you'll notice that this has a beautiful quilted interior, Feels very nice to the touch. It's going to have some thermal value. And then as we look, you'll notice right hand and left hand carry. So again, the ability to leverage this both right hand or left hand. Same sort of idea with the holsters, the snap design over the top, 2 different snap locations. Then when it comes down to the magazines, 2 magazine pockets stacked, one on top of the other, and those small little pen or utility pockets, right hand and left hand side. Now again, this is a size medium. As you see how this fits, again, it's not pulling, maybe just a little bit right there, but I mean, not bad, fits me nice, good and comfortable, not too much fabric. You can see again, those snap pockets are very effective, literally like the perfect pockets. This is like exactly what I want out of my vest. I want my hands right there, nice and comfortable. And the best part for me is it kind of helps me to manage my concealed carry needs. This is a very natural way to stand. Nobody's going to question anything. And as you take a look from a concealability perspective, this is just awesome. Very comfortable, works well with the other garments. So as you take a look clearly, you know, this is becoming a system for me. It's good gear that goes together and works well and just functions well together. So I can just strip off layers as I need, as long as you're careful, because of course now at this point, again, you are using this for your firearm holster. So that is one consideration to think about while you're using something like a vest. For your concealed carry needs, what are you carrying? Where are you carrying it? What's the weather going to be? Are you going to be hot and need to take your vest off? At that point, you need kind of to think about what is your plan B. But very similar in terms of the holster, the stackability with the magazines, your ability to have some additional accessories. So again, generally speaking, in my opinion, these vests, and more specifically concealed carry vests from Venado, are incredibly well thought through and just function very well. Now the medium here in the color brown, well, let's just say you wanted just a little more space. Well, here in light olive, this is the large. So how does the large fit? Well, keeping in mind again, of course, the fact I am 6 feet tall, right around 170 pounds, and you can see the large, just that extra breathing room, a little bit more space, just the ability to kind of stretch out a little bit. It's, you know, got a little more air for me, a little more fabric. It's floating off of my body just a bit. Still seemingly fitting very nice, no problem. I feel like this is fitting me just fine. But it's just that little bit of extra fabric here, just a little bit larger, gives you a little bit more space. And especially if you're going to layer, you might want just a little bit more space so you can get those layers under here. Now, again, you can see with the sweatshirt, you know, this isn't incredibly bulky. It's a fairly thin sweatshirt. So if you had a bulkier jacket or something under there, you might be happy to have just a little more space with the large. So again, you can see how the large fits. Very nicely featured, just awesome. And again, this is in the color light olive. This offering here is in gunmetal. This is a very satisfying color. I like this a lot. This is going to absolutely strike the balance between that gray man look and something that's just fully functional and capable. The gunmetal is just beautiful. That's a nice medium gray. Such a nice offering. That's just beautiful. The color coffee, which is just a real deep, rich brown. You can see much darker than the brown itself. So just a real deep, rich color. Kind of striking the balance between a black and a brown. And you can see it is deeper than the gunmetal. So that's just a real nice color. Very, very close to black, but not quite. Again, color coffee. And then finally, this is the color black. So again, comparing the straight up black against the coffee, you can see coffee definitely much more brown in there. The black, very simple, very straightforward. And you'll notice that on each one of these colors, just in terms of the fact that They've trimmed out the pockets just with that alternate color. So here on the black, they have the standard brown. Same with on the coffee and same with the gunmetal. Also the olive, but on the brown, they mix it up and they trim the brown out with the light olive. So Venado, again, just doing a real nice job, offering plenty of sizes, offering plenty of colors, and full functionality with their concealed carry products. I absolutely love these. Which now all we need to do is add our Richardson trucker's hat, and we have come full circle. And if you know anything about Richardson trucker's hats, they're pretty darn nice. So there's no doubt in my mind Venado is paying attention to the details. They're creating excellent, just great looking products, nicely fitting products, well featured products, and products that function not only alone but together as a system. And for the concealed carry capability, for the concealed carry scenario, I would say I am looking forward to putting these to good practical use. I was joking around last year, but I kind of meant it when I was saying to some of my friends, if I'm wearing a vest, there's a good chance I'm probably going to be carrying, because the reality is these are great cover garments. They work very well. They're extremely flexible in your ability to create a scenario where you're able to actually cover your concealed carry weapon easily, and it still breathes a little bit and it looks natural, and it kind of just, to me, does exactly what it needs to do to break things up. So all in all, guys, thank you for following along. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much to the people at Venado who did provide all of this for review. Again, I will be covering more products on my primary Outer Limitless channel. If you like what you see here today, look in the description box below where you can find all of the relevant links. And again, if you like this content, do me a favor. Take a look at my Outer Limitless channel, which is more of my primary gear. On that channel, I cover everything from hiking, camping, backpacking, excursions, all the gear that goes with it. So from sleep systems, shelter systems, knives, axes, backpacks, other great Venado outerwear, that's my Outer Limitless YouTube channel. And so, all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.